Episode 7. How dare River use Noah to pressure her? She took a deep breath and slowly stood up. Ms. Healy, I hope you remember this. Fakes will never be presentable, as they will never, ever measure up. With that, Daniella slammed the door and left. In the evening, River hurried to the hospital after work. By chance, she spotted Scott standing by her mother's ward's entrance, engaged in conversation with a nurse. River approached him and nodded lightly. Just as she was about to enter the ward, Scott stopped her. River, your mother just fell asleep after last night's chemotherapy. It's best not to disturb her right now. Upon hearing this, River decided to inquire about her mother's condition instead. Considering it's the 5th stage of chemotherapy, how is my mother doing? Scott offered reassurance. Try not to worry too much. The surgery was performed early, so the recovery has been better than expected. River sighed with relief. Regarding the funds I transferred earlier, is there enough to cover the expenses? Scott looked puzzled. Didn't you deposit an additional $140,000 just yesterday? River blinked in disbelief. In a flash, she understood. She quickly grabbed her phone and dialed Ruben's number. Yes, Ms. Healy? River asked urgently, did Mr. DeMarco pay for my mother's medical bills? Ruben responded, yes, Mr. DeMarco didn't want me to tell you. He transferred $140,000 into your mother's account as soon as he arrived at the hospital yesterday. Upon receiving the confirmation, River immediately dialed Noah's number. Mr. DeMarco, where are you? Noah's tone remained cold. What do you want? I will return your $140,000 to you. River declared firmly. Noah sneered dismissively. Come to Villa Rosa. With that, he abruptly ended the call. River held onto her phone, deep in thought. After a moment, she made up her mind and headed out of the hospital. When she arrived at Villa Rosa, River stepped into the darkened villa. She searched around the wall for the light switch. Before she could reach it, a familiar presence enveloped her, and she felt a strong arm wrap around her waist. Without warning, she was lifted off her feet and carried toward the sofa by Noah. Anxious, River struggled against his embrace. Mr. DeMarco, I came here to discuss returning the money. Noah remained silent. It was only when he placed River on the sofa and forcefully pushed her down that he spoke in a deep, commanding voice. Quiet. His words lingered heavily in the air as Noah deftly unbuttoned River's bra, his lips descending upon her with a dominant kiss. In the aftermath of their intimate encounter, River endured the lingering soreness in her body and hastily covered herself with her clothes. Slowly sitting up, her voice was low and filled with bitterness. Aren't you concerned that Daniella will be jealous if she finds out? She asked. Noah casually lit a cigarette, the smoke curling between his lips. That's none of your business, he replied. Biting her lip, River mustered her courage and said, I will return the $140,000 to you. Noah exhaled a cloud of smoke. His gaze pierced through her as he sneered. And how do you plan to repay me? With your body? Feeling a deep sense of humiliation, River clutched her clothes tightly. With a firm voice, she said, That's my own business. Noah's lips curled into a sarcastic smile as he spoke, his words dripping with condescension. $70,000 is your commission, and the other $70,000 is payment for our little session just now. Since you claim to care only about money and not relationships, all you need to do is obey me to get what you desire. You have no right to question any decision I make. River felt as if she had been slapped by an invisible force. The sting of his words resonated deeply within her. Indeed, in his eyes, she was merely someone who valued money above all else. What right did she have to resist and stand up for herself? On Friday, after handling some work at the company, River purchased some food and headed to the hospital to be with her mother. On the way there, she received a call from an unknown number. As soon as she picked up the call, her father's panicked voice pierced her ears. "River, come and save me. They're going to chop off my fingers. Please save Daddy." River's expression changed drastically. Before she could respond, the unsettling laughter of an unfamiliar man filled the line. "Miss Healy, is it? Your father lost $14,000 in our casino today. You see, he doesn't have the money to repay us, so we had no choice but to call you." "I don't have the money." River clenched her teeth, her anger evident in her reply. Even if she possessed the funds, she would never surrender them. Her father's selfishness and his relentless cycle of indulgence had become unbearable. "No money?" The man's laughter grew louder. "Then, let's proceed." In the next moment, her father's agonized screams echoed through the phone. "My fingers! My fingers!" River's body tensed, and her complexion grew increasingly pale. She had believed the perpetrators were merely issuing threats. She never imagined they would carry out such a gruesome act. "So, will you reconsider repaying the $14,000? The man taunted once more. "I don't have that much. Please, can we negotiate?" Before River could complete her sentence, a chilling order was given: chop off his hand. Her heart sank as she listened to her father's despairing cries, filled with terror and helplessness. A surge of fear and desperation coursed through her veins, and she urgently pleaded, "Stop. I'll give you the money. Just send me the address, and I'll come right away." The man's laughter echoed sinisterly. "Very well, I'll send it to you. If you fail to show up, your father will be left crippled and worthless." As the call ended, River clutched her phone tightly, her hands trembling uncontrollably. Despite her father's faults, she couldn't bear to witness his life being taken away before her eyes. Checking her bank balance, which held less than $14,000, she hesitated for a moment before making a difficult decision. She had to reach out to Noah. Meanwhile, at the opulent Fees Casino, within an extravagant VIP room adorned with luxury and decadence, several young men lounged around a lavish table, accompanied by stunning hostesses at their sides. In the center of it all sat a man exuding an air of elegance and regality. His face basked in the enchanting glow of shimmering lights, as if he were touched by a divine radiance, captivating all who beheld him. The woman by his side clung to his coat, her gaze fixated on his profile with unwavering devotion. Each beat of her heart intensified her infatuation, drawing her deeper into his spellbinding allure. Daniella understood all too well that as long as she stood beside this man who was capable of wielding power over the entirety of Novamere City with a mere gesture, she would forever be shielded. No one would dare to threaten or mistreat her in any way. The allure of boundless wealth and unending glory proved irresistible to her. How could she not be enticed? No matter what, she had to find a way to become the sole woman by Noah's side. Just as Daniella reached for a cigarette to offer it to Noah, she felt a vibration emanating from the coat resting on her arm. Daniella extended her hand toward Noah's phone, ready to pass it to him. However, as she glanced at the caller ID displaying River's name, a glimmer of coldness flickered in her eyes. She hesitated briefly, then swiftly ended the call and slipped the phone back into Noah's coat, feigning nonchalance. Meanwhile, River remained frozen in place, her mind reeling, as she witnessed the abrupt termination of the call. Was he too occupied to answer? With determination, River clenched her teeth and hailed a taxi to make her way to the casino. She desperately hoped Noah would return her call. An hour passed. River stepped out of the car and stood at the entrance of the opulent casino. Determined, she made her way through the bustling lobby, seeking directions that led her to room 02. Taking a deep breath, She gathered her courage and pushed open the door. As the door creaked open, a pungent combination of smoke and the scent of blood assaulted her senses. Several menacing-looking men sat inside the private room, and her father knelt on the floor, his face drained of color. His injured hand, missing several fingers, was hastily wrapped in blood-soaked gauze. At the sound of the door, Bradley weakly lifted his head. His eyes were filled with desperation to survive. "River, save me, please." Instantly, all of River's anger dissipated upon seeing her father's distress. She hurriedly moved toward Bradley, only to be blocked by an imposing figure. "Miss Healy, what's the rush?" "Pay up first," sneered a man with a repulsive scar on his face, puffing on a cigar.
Full story is available at novelpalace.com. Click the link in the comment section to get it free.